mate? How's the pre-season going for you, and how important is it for you heading into, I guess, what is a pretty big year for you in your career?
Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. Been lucky enough to train every session, so that holds you in good stead. As you probably know, if you put a good pre-season together, then generally you have a pretty good year. So I'm pretty optimistic that hopefully I can have a pretty good year. And been training in a different position this year, which was forward, and I played a little bit of that last year towards the end of the year and in SANFL finals, and really enjoyed that, and hoping to improve from there. What's
a good year look like for you then?
I guess I'm realistic. We know that we have a lot of young guys that are coming through that are probably going to play early, but just putting my best foot forward and hopefully string a couple of good games together early and play consistently throughout the year.
What's that like, being an AFL footballer who are all super competitive blokes, obviously? What's it like being someone and then having to go, maybe all there is for me this year is 8 or 12 games?
Yeah, well, I guess I saw it last year a fair bit with Jack Trengrove as well, and just the positivity that he could have around the group, and I want to do that as well. I love playing at SANFL level and I love playing at AFL level, so it probably doesn't sit with me too badly if I'm playing either. So just if I can help those young guys that are coming through grow and play with them, that's probably my main goal this year.
On that Jack comparison, he sort of obviously reached the end of last year and said, look, if I'm not going to play, maybe I could hang around and do the same thing again on the list, but I don't think I really want to. Is there a point in the future for you where that happens, or are you just like in the moment right now?
Yeah, I'm just taking every training session as it is. I'm pretty excited for the year ahead. My body's probably felt the best that it has up to this point in my 9th year, so a few years to sort of get it right and get it properly right to come into the season feeling really good. So yeah, I suppose Jack was optimistic and he felt that if he strung a few good games together he'd play, but yeah, I'm in a similar vein. If I can play well in the March Cup and play well at the start of the year, anything can happen from there.
What sparked the move forward?
I suppose I guess my running ability is going to help us up forward. We want to have a few length players. The Crows probably have guys like Tom Lynch that can do that sort of role, and I'm hoping I can fill a role like that.
So just basically not as a deep forward, but sort of a connector, so to speak?
Yeah, more of that high pressure forward sort of role, and help the guys around me. So Zach Butters, Connor Rosie, those sort of guys that they haven't done it that much. Clearly they had really good years last year, but it's about stringing good years together.
Did you finish second in the time trial?
Yeah.
Is that something because you've had a full pre-season for the first time, or you've always prided yourself on your fitness?
I think fitness was a big thing for me when I first started my career, and it sort of fell away a little bit. I felt, I didn't put in the effort, but I felt like it just stagnated a little bit. Little injuries probably held me back at times, but after the camp and having a good off-season over Christmas and putting a few good sessions together there, I sort of came back and ran a PB and thought, oh yeah, I'm in the best probably position that I've put myself in for the last 9 years. So yeah, optimistic about that.
So you feel like you're really grabbing this opportunity?
Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope I can play all year. I guess that's the goal. Everyone wants to play all year, but realistically, you're going to have ups and downs, and we'll just see how we go.
Does that get noticed? Do you notice people taking notice of your fitness improvements out there? Are the coaches dropping some lines here and there?
Oh, here and there. I probably don't get too strung up on it. It's only pre-season, so clearly games are where it counts, and they start next Friday with our internal and go from there.
Does a move forward mean less chance you'll have to sort of try and rough someone up and sacrifice your own game in that regard? Is that a bit of a relief for you?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, we haven't really spoken about that tag run with role, but I guess it's always there. If we have a chance that we may need to do it, I can do that. Probably struggled a couple of times doing it last year when I first came back, but I guess it's always another string to your bow.
How does it feel, I suppose, if you came in the period that you did, and with a small chance to sort of have an impact, which you ended up doing, but when you're told this is what you're going to have to do, it sort of diminishes the opportunity for you to actually flourish and play the way you can. Is it a hard thing to take?
Yeah, it is a little bit. I suppose when I first got told that they wanted me to be a run with player or tagger, sort of went home and went, oh God, do I have to do 2 years of that or 3 years of that? It's going to be pretty rough. And as you know, some negatives come along with being a tagger as well. But just take it all in your stride. Since I've been back on the list, I've just enjoyed every little bit of it.
Is it not really in your nature, Cam, to be an aggravator?
I think if you ask the blokes that I've played on, probably a bit of an aggravator out there, but I think off the field, everyone's pretty similar, everyone's pretty nice. So.
What's it like being that centre of attention from, like, you become sort of, you're targeting someone and then the opposition starts targeting you?
Yeah.
What's it like being that centre of attention on game day?
Yeah, I suppose the Brisbane game probably summed it up best. To start with, and sort of went out there, tried to be a bit rough with my mate Lockie Neal, and probably didn't end too well for all of us. But yeah, it's different. I probably haven't had that sole focus on me. Teams after that probably looked at that and focused, like, you want to try and stop him from nullifying your best player's influence. So yeah, I know, hopefully I don't have to do it anymore, but that's probably where it stands.
Lockie give you a Christmas card?
I've had a few chats with Lockie. He's fine. He's no dramas there, so he's all good.
How's Hammer?
Yeah, he's alright. I think just precautionary scans. I think because he's had a graft there before, he just wanted to make sure there was nothing there. So he'll I think he'll play next week in the trial game. It's just about building back up to that.
Was that in the delivery stride or something, or was it when he went in?
I'm not sure. Nah, I don't know. He wasn't bowling too quick by the looks, so I don't think it would have been that.
Did you see what happened with your training the other day with Ollie?
No, I missed it. I actually didn't see the incident, but I did notice that he was on the ground holding his shoulder, so clearly something happened, and unfortunately for Ollie, he's out for the next 10 to 12 weeks, whatever it is. So, but he's diligent in everything that he does, and he'll be back better, ready to go again.
And have you and the team been in touch with him?
Yeah, I think everyone's sort of sent him a message, and Boakey said it best out there as we were running around the track on, was it Monday, sort of said, Ollie's gone in for his surgery today, make sure everyone gets around him, sends him a message. So, I think he's in good spirits.
What's the mindset of the group when you see someone like Ollie go down with a serious injury like that?
I guess you're more flat for him because he's put in so much hard work up to this point. The end of last year, he started playing some really good footy again, and I think it was to the day that he did his last shoulder. So, pretty unfortunate incident, but it happens in footy, and I think he's going to be fine. Like he'll come back and he'll play the best footy that he can.
I think aside from Hamish and Ollie, like the whole team is fit. Have you ever? I mean, is that a regular occurrence at this point in pre-season in your AFL career?
Oh, probably not. I know when I first got the Fremantle, I think we had 20 fit blokes at the start of pre-season. So, I think we have like 43 guys on the track at the moment, which is probably unheard of. So, we've been able to do good match simulation drills and practice as if it's a game. So, should hold us in pretty good stead going forward and going to the Marsh Cup. 9
years, you said, 9 seasons. You've seen a lot of young guys come in, Freo and a few here. What are this crop? What do you like about the young guys that have come in?
They just seem like ready-built football players, I guess. They've got all that extra knowledge that you probably didn't get 10 years ago, leading up to when you do get drafted, dietary stuff, nutrition, all that sort of stuff. You look at the guys out there now like Jackson Mead, Dill Williams, Miles Bergman, they're all ready to play. So I think back in the day, you come in a really scrawny, skinny kid and you're probably not quite ready for it, but these guys seem like they're up to it.
A lot of talk about, I guess, China, whether that'll go ahead, but we haven't heard from any players. What's your personal feeling? Have you been following the virus and are you keen to go or are you a bit reluctant?
Haven't followed it that much, but Chris Davies has sort of said to the group, no one's going to be put in harm's way for a football game, so that's probably where it stands. And I guess as things develop, we'll know more. But yeah, haven't really thought about it. Just thinking about what's next.
What about like family? You got mum and dad's concerned, or has anyone spoken about that?
No one's concerned about me at the moment, so that's. I'll have to give mum a call. Hopefully she is, but I haven't spoken to mum or dad, and they don't seem too concerned. So I think it's just take it as it is.
Is there a point you'd like to know, or does it matter for players if you get told, right, we're playing here on Saturday? It's as simple as rocking up and playing, or would you like to know a couple of weeks out to set yourself?
Well, I probably haven't had the experience of going to China yet, so not really quite sure how it all works, but I'm sure the club's not going to put anyone in harm's way just for a footy game. So whether we play in China or we play here, I don't think it'll logistically, everyone will figure it out. We'll be fine.